Feel free to ask questions, and this is going to go where you need it to go today, okay? So, okay, so let's start with the first kamai, okay? Ichimonji no kamai from the kodo-i, right? Okay, in this position, okay? Basic kind of thing. Okay, I know that if you go to Japan or if you train with somebody who's been training for a long time, the kamai tends to be higher. Okay? What I have discovered is that the more skilled the practitioner is with the basics, the less they have to rely on the basic forms and the more they can move strictly into strategy. If you look at some of the Shihan moving around, they move around in Shizen Tai, which is really the goal. Just this natural body kind of thing, move out of the way, because they know exactly what position to be in and where their strike angle needs to be. And when we get to this kodo-i idea, the kodo-i positions itself a little bit differently. The first thing you need to understand is that the only place you're going to find kamai typically are in Daken Taijutsu or Koppo Jutsu arts, striking arts. Because your kamai are very much like artillery. It's not that you're not going to have kamai-like things in the other ones, but they're more subjective. We'll talk about why things were positioned, and they have little to do with cover and things like that. Okay? Try to look at your kamai not just as a model for doing something with your technique as is to follow. Okay? Try to discover what your kamai is teaching you. Okay? So what does kamai teach? What makes for good kamai? What makes for bad kamai? Why in one context is this correct, and in another context this is correct, and in another context this is correct? Instead of saying, well, see, there's 3 different versions of Ichimonji no kamai. There's 10,000 different versions of Ichimonji no kamai. But which one now against that person or these people? Or okay? So some of you have gone through my kamai things before. Kamai teaches 3 things. Get it? Body, speech, and mind. Sanmitsu. Okay? I'm feeling a certain way, I'm communicating a certain way, and I'm physically taking up a position that acts a certain way. And all those ways are the same. Okay? So everybody knows what a footprint looks like, yes? Footprint in the sand, that kind of thing. Make sure you can feel the weight on the bottoms of your feet that way. Not leading off the arch, not towards your toes, not leaning back toward the edge of this one, and the heel of this one. Okay? There's stability. I've got the greatest amount of contact with the ground. We're talking about tires, and we're talking about the footprint, right? It's that part that touches. Why are wide tires better? More in contact with the ground. Okay? Why is a tank track best? More in contact with the ground. Okay? Balance, I want to make sure that I have this alignment. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips over feet, over the heels. Okay? Straight up and down. I also want to make sure I take care of this lumbar thing and this inside.
So you're saying they're studying to defeat each other?
No, I'm saying that they were covering their own weaknesses. They were covering their own tactics.
Yeah.
You don't understand the tactic unless you can beat it. I don't care how good you are with the staff. If you can't beat someone with a staff, you don't know the staff. You only know half the staff. Same thing with a sword, same thing with shoge, same thing with a shito. Okay? So, in the Kianapo, both people are starting in the same kamai and using the same kamai. I'm watching this kind of thing. Watch my legs. Watch from here down. And you're kind of stuck with what you get. Right? Without John. It's going to be hard to see this once the action starts. If I'm moving this leg as my rudder, whether I'm moving this way or this way, if I'm moving that way, how about if I just move like I walk? It's tied into walking, from the knees. If you have a hard time concentrating on these, think about the bottom of your foot being like a rocking chair rung. Walk heel to toe. Okay? You're walking. Okay? See how this knee activates first? It's walking. In the kodo-i, the kamai are not listed on a scroll that's called kihon or kamai or anything like that. They're listed on a scroll called kudai dori. Kudai dori. Dori means to seize or catch. Take hold of. Kudai, ku, space, Rai is a reference to something in space. You are finding the proper space. You're finding the proper placement or position